Internets, what's up? This is Rod from TechGuysSmartBuy.com, and we're here checking out the full review for the HTC 10. Now, the company has had a bit of a rocky start in regards to getting their flagship just right. The M7 was promising. The M8 was okay. M9, kind of a disappointment. Now it's time to see, is the 10 the one for you? Now, HTC made sure not to skimp out in regards to the design and build aspect. With the 5.2-inch frame, it's a nice balance of being tall and wide instead of being like really tall and narrow for a 5.2-inch device. You still have the aluminum unibody shell. The visible chamfer looked terrible in pictures, but in person it's really, really good. Actually helps with the grip in regards to holding. I would probably recommend you to get a case for it though. I mean, it's not that it's slippery, but I've had mine just in my pockets with car keys and it's definitely a few nicks, nothing crazy, but if you like to maintain your phone, definitely case up. You now have an edge-to-edge display, so not a lot of wasted bezel space like they used to do. They didn't step into the water resistance areas, so it's not, so don't look for it. On the display side of things, HTC finally stepped things up to Quad HD or 2K or whatever. Not that the 1080p was a problem. I mean, their use of Super LCD panels have been amazing and doesn't stop here. Again, like I say, you got the QHD, the Super LCD 3 panel with 564 pixels per inch. So you can get a super bright, detailed colors, clarity, and just a real amazing display. Inside, HTC gave this the best of the best, which is currently a 2.2 gigahertz 64-bit Snapdragon 820 quad-core CPU. We got 4 gigs of RAM. My model has 32 gigs internal storage, but you can upgrade that via micro SD. And the joys is that it uses Android's Marshmallow adaptive storage, where if you, like I currently have a 200 gig SD card in here, micro SD card in here, you throw it in there, and then if you turn that on, it'll act as a part of the internal storage to have it, instead of having things separated. So if you're not swiping things out or swiping this card out, putting the computer lock, it's definitely good to have and definitely a good option to use. Very speedy, opening apps, gaming, video streaming, zero complaints, no lag. Of course, you say that, you would expect that, but you'd be surprised how many times you get a little bit of lag within the first week or two of using a brand new device with damn near nothing on it. On the battery side of things, you got a 3,000 milliamp battery, which HTC said 2 days, which is, you could kind of get there. You'll probably get maybe close to 13 to 14 hours with heavy usage, but with, you know, light to normal, I could easily get well over 24 hours, but not quite the 2 days they were talking about. Who's complaining? Now, we talked about the camera before. It has an f1.8 12 megapixel second generation ultra pixel lens, OIS, dual LED flash, laser autofocus. It shines in pretty much all conditions. We talked about it a bit more in the camera review. You can hit the link for that. The boom sound that we know and love is gone. Welcome to Boom Sound 2.0. As the audio focus for it is now more so internal than external. So instead of the dual front-facing speakers, you now have one facing in front, which acts as the speaker and the tweeter, and then one at the bottom, which is the subwoofer for the bass. This sounds like weird placement, but when you rock out to it, it's just as good as boom sound. I mean, here, take a listen. Also on the audio side of things, the 10 has a 24-bit DAC inside. So that pretty much is a digital to analog converter, which takes your typical 16-bit audios from, you know, quality from all sorts of regular stuff, you know, iTunes, streaming, and up converts to 24-bit, giving you a lot bigger sound. And, you know, whether you're using some rinky-dink ear pods or something, a bigger set of headphones, professional headphones, just going to sound amazing on this. We also added a personal audio profile that allows you to tune the audio content to your specific desires in your headphones. So on the software side of things, it's running Android's latest 6.0 Marshmallow underneath their latest Sense UI. May sound like business as usual, but this time HTC worked a lot closely with Google to avoid the silliness that happens when you have, you know, skinned Android device where you use multiple versions of the same kind of app, you know, Gmail, Mail app, HTC's Gallery app, Google Photos. A lot of that has diminished almost completely. You still have maybe like a few, but this being the unlocked version, it's not too many. I'm not sure what they're gonna do in regards when the carrier versions come out. Hopefully that'll kind of maintain that there. With software, you still have Blink Feed. It's now powered by News Republic, if you didn't know, and it adds video integration into the mix. So you kind of like just scroll past stuff like how you do on videos on your Facebook feed. Overall customization since have gotten leaps and bounds better. Their keyboards have themes via TouchPals, whereas their theme store, and it has good content in it. The overall flow of the software is still Sense, but more in tune with material design that comes with Android 6.0. Definitely love everything that HTC did with Sense this time around. It's beyond tolerable. It's actually good. So me personally, I'm not a preferred stock Android, but I could rock with this. So yeah, the HTC 10 is their best phone yet. No gimmicks, just a very strong smartphone. I mean, why try to tackle something else when you haven't mastered what you were just set out to do? They made sure not to take it too safe this year. On the outside or from the image pictures, it may seem like they did, but it's more so fine tuning on the inside in regards to like the software, boom sound, and even down to the camera. That's where they decided to step things up a bit. For anybody with a previous HTC device, definitely urge you to upgrade, ditch whatever you got, and pick up the HTC 10. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate you, and take care.